with the
team's
faceless
turn to pick.
voids, either off lane or one position. Both should be fine here already.
Dire team's turn to pick.
In either case, you're gonna have the Chronosphere to try and control of the fight. Now with the Ogre Magi too, no, it could have been another option for ProDota Gaming if they wanted to run the Faceless Void in one position, because any sort of buffs, be it from blood loss or something
10
else,
seconds remaining.
would have been quite welcome there.
Yeah, and I think I
5
talked about in the
seconds
last game, I
remaining.
was kind of disappointed we didn't see the Ogre Magi, but this game, so
Reserve
good.
time.
I love Ogre Draw Ranger. Being able to buffer up like that with the attack speed is huge, but also Ogre, he turns any hero that hasn't gotten a lot of farm in the early game into a massive right clicker. That's one of the many strengths of the Ogre, and now ProDota, they gotta be very careful. Like, I almost feel like they're gonna try to run something like a Lich, just for some bonus armor to try to protect whoever is being initiated on, plus it goes pretty well with the Chronosphere, but they need to burst someone down now. They cannot take an elongated fight where they rely on a Chronosphere catching one and the rest of them kind of maneuvering around. They need to take someone down very quickly, whether it be the Bane, Mirana, or the Drow. They're all incredibly squishy. So there are a couple heroes that'll allow them to do that. Again, the Lich is one of them that also combines pretty well with the Chronosphere, actually. But in the meantime, I would love to see them not run this is a core Faceless Void, instead grab an extra pretty tanky core. Actually, maybe they could run a core Faceless and maybe go for something like a Slardar as their fourth pick, just to allow that increased damage to any one single target, especially if it is the Ogre Magi. He's going to be very tough to bring down in this game unless you have a couple of extra ways of dealing some bonus damage.
Yep. Alright. Let's see what they want to do now.
Alchemist.
Okay.
Radiant
It's a
team's turn
bit,
to
bit
ban.
different from what you're asking for, because it's not exactly a hero that can help burst people down, especially on inside the Chronosphere.
He is a very much long fight hero, but he does have the minus armor, which kind of goes in conjunction.
remaining.
Like, they can still go for a Slardar if they wanted to, and I still think it would be good here.
5 seconds remaining.
But minus armor from the Alchemist, plus capability of completely out-farming all of Power
Reserve
Rangers'
time.
heroes. None of them farm incredibly quickly, except for the Drow, who even she might struggle a little bit to find a huge amount of farm in this game. But another benefit of the Alchemist is split pushing,
team's
keeping
turn
waves
to
pushed
ban.
out where need be, and one of the few heroes that is able to actually survive through the onslaught of a Drow. Granted, he builds some bonus armor, like an assault and along those lines. So I guess Armlet would
10
fall into that
seconds
description
remaining.
too.
Oh, yeah.
And anyway, there is going to be that Axe ban out. I
5
like the
seconds
ban
remaining.
just because he's another one of those man-up heroes. But for the moment, both teams are a little wide open in where they can go.
Reserve
Again,
time.
Power Rangers, I would love to see them grab something like an Invoker for the mid. If they are running the mid Mirana, I wouldn't be opposed to that, though, and then just go for
10
your
seconds
offlaner
remaining.
here. Another tanky core, probably. But ProDota, I would love to see
5
something like a
seconds
Slardar
remaining.
come out, or any sort of minus armor would be nice for ProDota on top of the Acid Spray.
Dire team's turn to pick.
Huh.
They didn't
Tough
ban.
call.
What the hell?
Okay.
Radiant
Wow.
team's turn to pick.
Okay, this is like next level Mike Capes coming up in ProDota. They get themselves a Darkseer, so this will be a one position void. No extra minus armor, but instead more teamfight control, more run into kind of style, more ways to actually drag people back inside
10
the
seconds
Chrono,
remaining.
inside perhaps the boat. It's kind of hard to pull off, but if you can make it happen,
5
it's
seconds
absolutely amazing.
remaining.
Or just bring people together for a good cast from Witch Doctor, so there's some good combo potential there for ProDota.
Reserve time.
They didn't need to pick a Darkseer, though, for that. They just had to
Yeah.
get an Aghanim Scepter on the Kunkka, which he's going to get anyway because of the Alchemist. Like, you don't need a Darkseer. You've got Vacuum already in the boat, so...
I don't think that's something you should be looking at generally. But yeah, the Timbersaw. How can we forget about the Timbersaw? How's this one gonna fit in now?
I don't like a Timber. I don't like the Timber at all this game.
Hey, should be doing. It's just you kept picking it up. I mean, the only reason for that I would see would be just put him up against the Alchemist, try and put on pressure.
He's got to get so much out of the lane.
Yeah.
if he wants to win this game. I mean, if he does, he's going to snowball out of control. Like, he's going to be the one that wins this game single-handedly for Power Rangers. But if he gets even the slightest amount of resistance in this lane, he is going to struggle against the hero, against the lineup of ProDota. Like, you cannot run away from this draft. You have to man up, and you have to fight. Once you commit, you're in it for better or for worse. Yeah. So,
question
if he is
will he have
behind,
enough time?
He's just going to die.
Yeah. Even if things go well for him in lane, if things go normal, will it be enough? Because Timbersaw is a hero that needs a lot of time to get online. Even if he gets a loss, it's because Bloodstone, it's it's a very expensive item to buy into.
Well, it looks like they're gonna put him as a solo safe laner. This is probably one of the better things I think they can do here, because while he will struggle a little bit against the Darkseer, of course, reactive armor doesn't help against the magical damage of the Ion Shell, he can burst down the creeps really quickly, and actually looks like a
arrow comes in. This will be dodge nightmare, not quite lasting long enough. It's a bit of a skirmish here as we head into the game.
30 seconds to
That was a
battle.
miscommunication by all means. Afonin should not be that far behind J4. If you're looking for initiations like that, that's an easy first blood if he's sitting in the right spot. I mean, Nightmare, it lasts 4 seconds. That is plenty of time to throw the arrow.
I don't think they expect to see anyone there, because ProDota all the way up here on his high ground is placing down his ward, which is ultimately spotted out with those movements. PR still getting something out of this, but well, game number 2 is just starting. My name is Dragondrop. I'm joined by Chicago Ted. These are the teams that start with the Radiant set once again. Here we've got Cheshire Cat on its solo safe lane Timbersaw. We're looking to try and snowball Gotham, helping out the New York Magi. Big No once again on that mid Drow Ranger that leaves an offlane dual lane. Very annoying to deal with here if there gets any sort of momentum here between Alpha Ninja and Marana, and J4 setting up on the Bane.
Alright, taking a look quickly at ProDota. Come with me now on the Kunkka this time around with Kefka following close behind on the Darkseer, which leaves a dual mid of Biver and Ping Vinsec on the Witch Doctor and Alchemist respectively. And a lane that I didn't expect, I thought it'd be Darkseer versus Timber. It's actually Garter on the Faceless Void going up against Cheshire Cat. Now this is both interesting and really, really good for Cheshire Cat, because this is a lane that he operates a lot more effectively in. If he had to deal with an Ion Shell, he'd be burned down very quickly and very susceptible to just Darkseer running at him, vacuuming him, and bringing him down for an easy kill. But Garter has an immensely difficult time even touching the Timbersaw. He's just going to run at him, throw a couple of Whirling Deaths at him, and Garter is going to be way too low to do anything. Meanwhile, he does no damage in return. So Cheshire Cat, I imagine, will probably come out very soon with some infused raindrops when they do come off timer, because that negates Garter's bashes entirely, and then Garter does literally no damage.
Then again, isn't this the lesser of two evils for ProDota? Because Garter, despite him not really being able to contest the Timbersaw, should still be able to get some sort of CS up here, whereas up on top, it feels like it could be very, very dangerous, because the one defensive mechanism that you have as a Void, it's kind of being negated by the fact that you get arrowed right after the Nightmare. You can actually get that time walk off to undo the damage. Is this what they're thinking about here with this kind of a decision?
Well, the thing of this is, well, Garter in the bottom lane, he's only going to be able to get up close and get last hits for a short amount of time. I mean, once Cheshire Cat gets a couple more points in Whirling Death, maybe a single point into his chain, then Garter can't even get close to the wave. I mean, level 6 pulls around, and unless Garter has some support rotation come in to get an easy kill with the Chrono, then Cheshire Cat's going to outzone him completely. So Garter better enjoy it while he can get it right now, because it's not going to last forever. The thing about the top lane is that I really feel like they're just trying to secure as much gold as possible, because Kefka doesn't need to be close to the lane to get that gold.
Seeing a bit of efficiency at Bigman getting gone on here with rotation from J4. Also got the rotation up and come with me, a lot of damage is being thrown either way. And this continues to be a dual lane in mid, which is a bit of an issue for Bigman because it means that he's going to be so far away from his level 6, which you generally are looking for if you want to take these jungle camps.
Yeah, on the flip side though, I mean...
there's some stacking up that already has happened. The downside is J4 spotted that out a moment ago, so if they maybe can put in some extra deep observer wards, they can keep an eye on the Alchemist and try and shut him down.
Yeah, it's really hard to shut Alchemist down though when both of his supports are so keen to rotate into his lane to protect him. Like, this is the flip side I wanted to talk about, is that even though there is a lot of pressure being put, look at Ping Vinsec's farm. I mean, he's got 14 CS. A Mirana Shadow Bane combo should be killing him and keeping him back from the lane. But the way ProDota have drafted this, they are still securing a decent amount of farm for Ping Vinsec. And you notice, you pointed out that they've got a couple of stacks now in the jungle, and they're continuing to stack these up. So this Alchemist is going to have all the gold he could possibly need in this game. Even a little bit of pressure on him in the mid lane is not going to stop this. The one thing that the PR can do to maybe mitigate this is to try to take control of ProDota's jungle very quickly and take these stacks before the Alchemist can get to him. But considering the Alchemist can already farm the stacks whenever he wants to, it's a little troublesome and probably is not going to happen anytime soon.
So we have good heroes to take these stacks quickly. It's a problem. I mean, they need to commit quite a few heroes to just right-click them down, which is easily possible once Drow hits level 6. But
yeah,
that does open you up to some sort of counterplay here, especially when the Faceless Void comes into the play. So this is going to be crucial for them to still work around. I mean, I've been talking with PQMZ about whenever this happens, and this is essentially the key of dealing with an Alchemist. Just take away his jungle stacks and keep contesting a jungle like this, even claiming the first blood here almost 5 minutes in by making this kind of rotation. I mean, you didn't get the Alchemist, but you got his support, and you keep track of the stack status.
Yeah, I think this ward is more important than the kill though. Like, the Witch Doctor dies, okay, but now you have perfect vision. Whenever that Alchemist goes to farm that stack, you can smoke up, you can go and you can contest it. And this means that Alchemist is going to have both supports come in whenever he wants to go in for this. And you can see Come With Me has made his way in, but they haven't really figured out, is an observer ward that deep in their jungle? I think Come With Me just is going in for a casual, okay, his own warding mission. So they have no idea that this deep observer is here, even though Biver was spotted out. Like, that is a natural thing that should come to mind whenever you die in the jungle. Why are there supports here? And where is the observer ward that they dropped?
Yeah. They should have figured out that something was going on. I mean, they're just that kind of team with that level of experience. Then again, I mean, there's decent counterplay potential. J4 now a bit of trouble here. Follow control is dead. It's the brains of off the Beaver. Might not be enough to actually bring him down. Nightmare. It's a quick run. The right click, film check. Not quite close enough. And now Victim coming in from low ground, throwing him in a couple of right clicks as much as he can. The arrow flies. Good snipe off Beaver. Despite the taunt keeping Gotham away. So rotation there coming in from the top. With a quick pause.
Yeah, it was a nice kill, but again, it's just a Witch Doctor. I don't think it's too important that they get this kill. The more important thing right now is that they continue to put pressure on this part of the map and take this entire chunk for their own. They do that, they can clean up the jungle stacks, they can make sure that the Alchemist doesn't get what he needs out of this lane, and I'm kind of a broken record with this. That is their most important objective for this one, and Cheshire Cat has been doing a very good job in the bottom lane, so it's no real trouble for him to just continue farming up and getting all of that golden experience that we talked about he needed for this time of the game. And goddamn, I don't think he dies here, but it might be a close call.
He's a tanky over here. They'll have to go to the Chronos and they will. The arrow flies through it. She hits some guard. A couple of knocked by caught inside of it. We'll be able to have some follow-up damage, but Gotham needs a fairy fire. Still super tanky. More than enough time for Victim to come in and claim the third kill of this game. Now even gets silence and a bit of a slowdown to Come With Me. There it is. And this should be another one. Gotham holding on to a stun. Torrent will not be dodged by him. That's just buying as much time as he can. But that kill was going to happen, and now, well, that's a huge ass stack. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or so on this hard camp. I mean, Alpha Ninja is max level Starstorm, but tank some of that damage. He's gonna be down at half health. He's gonna need some help to want to take it, but now Beaver's screening for Pigment Check. This is great camp up to take here, because 2 sets of Dark Soul Summoners means plenty of extra skeletons to buff up that gold gain even more. After Ninja looking to connect to Beaver. Now he's the one who just dies with the help from the Shadow Blast, bringing him low, but not actually ending up denying him. That's exactly what we need to do. Even Cheshire makes his way in here, not having a lot of mana to play with. It's looking scary here to make sure that Ninja isn't in trouble.
Someone better help Dire's middle tower.
Didn't actually see how many losses he got.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, I think Cheshire did get maybe 5, 6, 7 or so. So not nearly as much as he was looking to get out of that.
I'll take that.
Mission successful, I suppose. Alright.
Radiant's middle tower could use some help.
Oh, hello? Okay.
Yeah, I'm back.
There we go. Alright. Things are going well for me as well. I keep getting these lag spikes every now and then.
Yeah, no, I had
yeah.
a little bit of a emergency in the background, but we're all good here.
Alright. No one died. Apart from these stacks, that big one has been contested successfully. And they took the small
They were
one.
able to keep Alchemist off of him?
Pretty much, he got like 7 or so lasted off of it.
Yeah, see, this is a real issue now for ProDota. Like, they're falling so far behind.
Nightmare after she comes in. Nice cast though! To turn this around, no stars up just yet. And they just need some more damage. He got it with the Chronosphere in a couple of seconds. Can he buy enough time? Maybe not. PR bringing in reinforcements. Stunning Garden, they will be able to finish him off regardless. Despite that nice little counter initiation attempt for ProDota. Still looking for more. Probably on the run.
Meanwhile,
Once again with the good
Sec.
cast of 3 heroes. Big much go. Barely to stay alive. Rotation in for Kafka. Meanwhile, the chase up top still going strong. Probably fighting for his life. You're falling only on one. Fever keeping himself alive with the heals as much as he can. Gotta come back in. Get buyback into a nightmare. Into an arrow though. This is last makes support up at the top. Gets brought down. Easy kill for Goddamn. Who might still be falling, especially with Kafka actually. Finding the right angle to come in. We'll get the first kill of the game. Yeah,
if I've ever seen one. I mean, you buy back on your Faceless Void, you get absolutely nothing for it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Game is hard. Game is game. Whenever an Alchemist is not on top of that rush shot, you know that you're in trouble. Cheshire can. We've been talking about how much momentum, how much he needs out of this laning phase, and 10 minutes in, Arcane Boots, Soul Ring, decent timing for him too.
Half an inch now, getting himself a double damage rune and moving up into the top lane. Darter, if he dies again, I mean, he is essentially a non-factor in this game. Already, he's been in a very bad situation because of that bats and buyback, and now he missed arrow, but each right click is doing a lot of damage. He is able to get away though because of that miss. And Cheshire Cat, meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we've talked about he's gotten everything he could possibly want out of this lane, except for the tier 1 tower. He's still struggling to bring that one down, but it's going to be going down very shortly as he's just diving. Like, look at this. He's going at Biver, come with me, and they can't do anything to stop him right now. No rotation would be able to kill this Timbersaw.
It's not even an accident for come with me. He might just straight up die here. With just one more nuke. There it is. El's just not respecting the Timbersaw. Uncharacteristic misplay there for ProDota. So I'll give him another kill, and this tower, well, as I said, that's one thing the Timber does not do very well, just hit towers. This is gonna have to wait for Screebabe to come in and help take care of that for him. Meanwhile, the rest of the PR, Bignum, quite a difference here. He can hit towers very effectively here with that marksmanship. Lanes tier 1 mid. Now, what did ProDota do to come back into this? I mean, they don't even have the level 6 in the Witchdog, not even level 5 or the Conquest, so they don't even have the big teamfight ultimates to come up with the Chronosphere.
Yeah, it's at the moment they just have nothing to follow up. They've got to take a step back. They've got to not fight. And every single time someone gets initiated on, just left on a little bit high.
Stunned Cheshire Cat. Well, we'll bring death more than likely here. Torn will still hit. Needs another shotgun. It's not getting off just yet though with a Chronosphere. Only on him though. They need some more damage though. They just don't have it. This is with some nice little cancel though from the vacuum on the Timber Chain. Kafka.
Alright, that was brilliant.
Starting to bring his team back into this game with a kill on one of the more important heroes alongside the Power Rangers to bring down.
That was a 1,000 golden experience point just from one kill. That is how important it is to find these picks if you're ProDota. And, I mean, I know, like, right before that I said just let your people die. But if they're able to provide that much time and space while someone's going on them, like, come with me, play that one near perfectly. He was able to keep himself alive just long enough for the Timbersaw to be confident in the kill and the rest of his team to be confident in that kill, that they backed off. And they were far enough away that once that Chronosphere came out, they were already just way too far gone. So Power Rangers, they give up an incredibly important kill. ProDota, they were already on the board before that, but kind of with an indie kill, that really sets them on the board. Now they just have a lot of ground to cover before they're in a place where I'd say they'd be comfortable.
Power Rangers still getting the most out of the map and out of the draw range timing. 30 minutes in, they already also claimed the last remaining team on top. Now looking for this Roshan. Doesn't look like ProDota. Well, they might know that's going on. They're not smoking up towards that. Without the Chronosphere available, it's going to be a very hard fight to take, even if they were coming in on time.
Yeah, you don't take it. Like, at this point, the Alchemist is completely farming build right now. Doesn't have a single point in
He has to.
the concoction. So, I mean, yes, he definitely has to. But the one downside is if he tries to fight, he is going to walk around, he's going to swipe at people, hope that it's enough to get the kill, and that's it. He can't control anyone, he can't lock them down in place, and he can't hit anyone for an extended period of time. So, there is a fight that PR could not lose. I don't think ProDota would be able to even take it, even with a Chronosphere. They're just not able to bring them down into 5-on-5 engagement. So they gotta wait for the Alchemist to get a little bit further ahead, maybe go for small pickoffs on supports like what they're doing in Tier 4.
It's a lot of pace.
And of course make sure, yeah. It's very well warranted hate though. I mean, we can take a look at the recap for that. That's another 600 and a gold swing. Like, that is exactly what they need right now.
Top of the bounty we're doing here. Come with me. I got a question of builds. Right, let's talk about this now. After well, it's legitimate here. They have Chronosphere available. Arrow comes through, it's on Kafka. Might not even need it here. Already used it, just using it for safety at this point. The double iron shell also taken away, so we'll end up getting that kill. It would have been so much easier. Kunka, come with me. Went for the X build instead of the Tidebringer build. So what do you think his reasoning is for this build, this game?
I honestly don't know.
It seems really odd. Oh god. Got her. On being able to undo some of the damage. Pick him up almost with a soul kill down there. But yeah, please continue.
The thing about a Tide Hunter, or Tidebringer build, maybe he's missing the Tide Hunter, I don't know, but no, the Tidebringer, it gives him a little bit of extra farming capability. And it allows him to push out lanes. Like, the thing about Xmark is you can't counter push a lane. If the entire team is pushing down, they've got creeps, they've got a lot of waves to pressure your towers, an Xmark spot's not going to do anything for you. So the Tidebringer and the Torrent allows you to walk up, clean up the wave, and hopefully get back to safety. So I think that's what they're looking for. They're looking for counter push and they're looking for farm. They know that this Kunkka is going to have to transition into a core because the Void just got shut down so much and the Alchemist is struggling to find gold. And I'm not sure it'll be enough, but that's what I believe the reasoning is behind this.
That makes some sense. Not just be hard to actually benefit off of this with the way that PR is playing right now. They're just trying to exploit this lineup that they have. It's 16 minutes in, but they're already rotating from tower to tower after tower to tower. Cheshire character just doing something up top, putting on pressure. But almost lost.
Oh my god, those bounces!
The bounces and Beaver able to sidestep there needs to heal, be able to survive, but both of these tier 2s will end up falling sooner rather than later. Big them just try clicking away through backdoor region because he doesn't care at all.
Those are some of the most incredible bounces ever seen from a paralyzing cast.
Yeah, that's why they're pro players, dude. They have a button. They can control every single bounce.
The bounce button.
Yeah, the bounce button. Maybe they can find something here, Bignum, with the Aegis. Even if you bring him down once, you're gonna have to be careful to continue to take that fight. You just commit
bring him down
two,
once,
and they should be able to do this now, back him back into the Angel. Not quite off the right click from the creep. The range creep gets the last in. Now the boat after the taunt, Big actually still in trouble. The silence comes out. The Kapka not stopped by that. Another Iron Shell here, trying to track him down. Treasure Cat coming in from the side, and Godman filling up for Beaver's kill here. Oh, the Witch Doctor going down. God already died somewhere else on time. Wasn't a part of this. Come with me. Will also fall. Oh, it's a bit of miscommunication for ProDota. If you're engaging on an Aegis target after respawn like that, you have to have your whole lineup.
They got bloodthirsty. Rather unfortunate that it happened, but when you see them like that, they got the Aegis, they think, well, what I was going to say before that is even if they do pop his Aegis, they can kill him again, because it sets up their next ability. Like, it's almost like a disruption, especially when he's alone. But the issue was, they weren't quite ready for the backup that the Drow Ranger had. She wasn't alone. In fact, because it took so long to kill her, she got far enough away into Fog of War territory that ProDota, they didn't quite know what was back there, and they went in anyway. And it's a high-risk, high-reward play that very nearly got them a kill on Drow, which at this point would be massive. But again, they got bloodthirsty, they didn't respect the consequences, and they got brought down. Now, of course, having Garter die elsewhere on the map is just unfortunate, but when there's a Bane, you gotta never be alone.
Never be alone. Sort of like the song I'm gonna play just before this match. But hey, at least Pigmachek, he's
nice reference.
Yeah. We did play "We Won't Be Alone." That's the song name. So hey,
Cheshire Cat may be in trouble if the bashes keep coming out.
Still the Chronosphere.
Yeah. Way.
Some help on the way.
It
it's definitely worth it. Nah, that's not gonna work. That
it is working so far.
Yeah. That def will almost just make sure that the reactive armor stacks are always filled up. But hey, committed it. They got the deny, forced that out at the very least, and Bloodstone from 14 down to 9 charges. But now they have other issues. Bottom lane being pushed in here by Mirana. J4 looking to maybe set up for some sort of nightmare with the vision. Just being denied.
They very nearly walked out of the base going for that initiation. Had they stepped 1 foot down the stairs, they would have died.
No, they still might. I mean, there's no Chronosphere. There's back in wall. Get it up! Doesn't have the wall skills. Okay. He's gonna die immediately. Cheshire Cat took quite a bit of damage. The bounces coming through. Will now stop. Bignum already used his BKB charge, so PR will be very careful about continuing the siege with that on cooldown. But still, the hero down. Still no death ward, no Chronosphere for 60 seconds. There will be another boat in 35. This is a real good time for PR to push down this tier 3, and they're gonna take it too with the Bloodlust, Mirana, and Bignum.
Tower has shattered to little pieces.
I mean, at least it was only a tower, not a rack so far, but ProDota are really struggling right now to find their niche.
It's just some uncharacteristic things here. Just Darkseid with the game going like this, you know that Power Rangers look for the bushes, so why do you not scale the wall?
Yes.
Oh god, Kefka just takes the arrow, Gata stands up, same for him here, Bignum just striking away, come with me, with the Axel down for Ninjas, could be a kill, this is very low, but what's damage can come from here, Gata, pick him instead, definitely the right decision. Bring him down instead, Viper just ties solo to J4 on the side, with the Queen Script here, but he'll secure this one in the end as well. It's Kefka, okay. He should fall to damage over time unless they have some sort of heals coming up to closest to one more vacuum arrow to Pigmachek. This could be huge here. Anshul going on top of himself, but not enough to bring down anyone else. J4 is still alive. They find Garda with a Nightmare. Has a Chronosphere too, finishes off one. Check out on the Archer, doesn't fall up here with Taunt to expect some damage. And then J will fall to one Miraculous.
Wow.
Did get another Starstorm off, but not enough to bring down Garda. 4 heroes down.
Save that.
Absolutely, but now you can't actually man fight. The Viper coming back, it's still a little bit too much to chew for Cheshire Cat alone, especially since he's out mana a bit. Man,
right, he can't. Cheshire Cat doesn't push a tower. Cheshire Cat can't push buildings. He's a timber saw. Timber saws, they deal with trees and heroes, not buildings. So, at the moment, Garter just saved that fight. Both Garter and, well, Kunkka's follow-ups were brilliant there. But that went from, oh god, we just lost to Rax, to, well, we just got a whole lot of gold on our Faceless Void. Now, he can transition into a carry himself. And the Kunkka can fall back into more of a support role.
Yep. ProDota still somehow holding on by the skin of their teeth, really. I mean, they got the level 11 Darkseer, finally got that 1 point up into the wall. So next time, it's gonna be a bit more chaos in a team fight. Pigmachek with the Radiance, he's slowly but surely farming. He's only barely on top of that worth chart though. This is not where you want your Alchemist to be. At the very least, he's not falling behind here. It does have the control on top of the Radiance. He can now start going into more combat effective items. Also still push items.
boy.
Now Bignum in the front lines. Be dangerous here if they can get the stun off. Force out the BKB at the very least. This is already a victory here for ProDota.
Yeah, now they just gotta not push it.
Yep. Or maybe push in a little bit of chip damage onto range racks here. They're looking for Cheshire Cat perhaps here. To see where he is with Chakram going back, but going into the unknown like that, not what you want to do.
Oh man, PR, they found a double damage rune and Roche is gonna be up in 30 seconds.
Well, should be an easy one then, unless ProDota is able to contest. All of Chronosphere.
I think if anyone from ProDota are able to deny that double damage, or at least force them to get it early, then that's a victory. But no, they're gonna hold on to it, let it go, keep an eye on the Roche to the last possible second the DD is up, and if Roche comes up, they go in, they go for the Roche, and they get the Aegis. They just got not get impatient. And he just walks out of the pit. Does he even know that it spawned?
I don't think they do.
Oh, come on! No! Goddamn! Just walk in! Okay. Okay.
And look at this, ProDota, they all smoked up here, they do not quite find the torrent. Pick them on the high ground without the vision, it's very hard to pull off. Now Cheshire Cat on front line, it's not an easy one to initiate on. Time dilation is gonna be an issue, but it does have the lures up to dispel that whenever he so chooses.
And now after Ninja, you just gotta push the top lane, and that means that yes, you have to back off and defend their base, which means Big Num gets the easy Aegis mortality.
And Shan's walks so quickly. It's
kind of a messy fight, but
that's a bit unfortunate. I mean, ProDota find the initiation of the Big Num there. I mean, it does have the access now, just couldn't quite get in range. Without any sort of Shadow Blade or Blink or whatnot on Come With Me. So if they gotten it kill there, the entire game would look different as it stands with Power Rangers with another huge power spike. They're looking to try and make something happen, and now ProDota, the same lane that PR tried to pull against them in the last one. This time around though, they do have the Blink to get back the wall onto here, make them all reinforced with a BKB combat growth here though. Game 4 will fall first. Take the next one with a single counter. Need to try to do some more damage or at least keep close to him. They will try their best to do so. After Ninja comes in, a lot of damage being done to Gala here. Nice point here, triggering the Aegis. Gala not quite dead just yet here under some of the damage, but he will still be tracked down by Goddamn and Apple Ninja. Both of them very well low on the side. He's Signature tracking them down now as well. Looking to get his money's worth, but the rest of the team are quite on the same page. The Alchemist will fall. Draw Ranger still alive thanks to that Aegis. They will need a buyback if they want to hold it. We'll need it on the Alchemist. Garda not quite as significant here with that Chronosphere. It's still going to be on a hard hold without any sort of extra crowd control. They're going to need the boat back in a couple of seconds. They will have it. They need to go now. Chipping away at the melee racks. Cheshire Cat zoning them out the backlines. Kefka, no wall anymore, but he can still set up something here with a Blink back in here. They're committing on the Cheshire Cat though. With another death orb here, might barely be enough to bring him down, but reactive off keep alive, back him down to Jump Ninja, almost died, but able to get sleep out. Cheshire Cat quite fine in the final tree. Big Num still looking for the rack, but now we realize this is not going to happen. He comes free, he will fall in, the check gets the stun off, that will be reflected. Cheshire Cat still alive and kicking. Without Big Num, they cannot really continue this push, but can maybe get some extra right clicks. Some extra kills. Scala back from dead too, gets stunned out here. The multicast does not have the sidewalk available. Will be burst down here. Another buyback comes out. They want to get the strikes, but ProDota wants save this. Still on the hunt here. One last vacuum as Kefka goes down. Signature still waiting to find an opportunity to go in, but he's so low in health. Just his regen barely offsetting the damage over time on top of him. And Cheshire Cat looking to get that last little burst off. The racks have still not fallen, not a stun on Cheshire Cat. Come with me and Signature will be able to finish him up. Now it's down to Youngster. It will be a tieback from him. 4 heroes down as Alpha Ninja rejoins the fight by even the next one on the list, making a full 5-man wipe at the end of the day. Even more here, not accounting for the buybacks as well. This Timbersaw is just in his element. Just never dying, just controlling this team fight from the start to the finish, will secure them, the melee racks. Now they're slowly but surely chipping away at the tier mid. Drow Ranger slowly making his way back, already giving that extra damage of course to Alpha Ninja. To be his replacement here, to do damage in instead, if you will. Is this take over, man. I need to have a great vacuum with the vacuum wall here, forcing them out for the time being, but not actually setting up for anything else. god, I'm not quite there with the Chronosphere to follow up.
Yeah, Kefka, he really wants that vacuum up. He knows if he can pull anyone past that wall, they might be able to get another kill on them. But they lose a second set of racks, so things aren't looking too great for them from the start of this. Skarter gonna hit with the Ignite. Just walking back, arrow flies, won't connect. Looks like PR, they still want to fight. They still can fight. They're all on the peak of their physical ability.
Look at this damage he got on time on dog. He's still so low. He has to go back to base. The son of the goblin at the side. The pigment check gonna be bursted down by Cheshire Cat Fiber. Trying to throw him in that thing to help his teammate here. Up talking his way to victory. Not quite enough here. One last right kick from up. DJ will do it now. Oh, nice little combo there with a boat into the Chronosphere, but not enough to actually bring anybody down. There's the Devil coming out. Finish up one. Nice little cast too, but Sign still came out, canceling that one. Once again, ProDota will find all 5 of their players in the land of the dead. Cheshire Cat is taunting them, but sitting in the fountain.
Power is gone.
As the GG has been called, and what a good game it was. Power Rangers coming up swinging, tying up the series 1-1.
Yeah, amazing game so far. I mean, we take a look at what exactly